Fourth Down's weekly fireside chat with the movers and shakers on the football field from the Mid-Penn Conference. I'm Andy Shay, and I'm going to be I'm the moderator. So he's number 11 in your Cedar Cliff football program. He's quarterback Ethan Dorrell. He's a 5'11", 160-pound junior. Welcome, Ethan, and thanks for taking the time to join us. We really appreciate it. How you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
5'11", 160. Is the 160 right? That doesn't seem right.
Yeah, it's right.
Okay, it's right. You know, I'm just going to say this, and this isn't about you. I've seen like 2 or 3 players this year. I'm like, it says they're 160, and I don't think they're 160. Like CD East, you're going to find out about him. They have a linebacker that they say is 160, and he doesn't play like he's 160 because he's a Badger. But anyway, hey, Ethan, how this is going to work is we'll have a chat, ask some fun questions about you and the Colts, who, by the way, they're 2-0 and had a big victory against Cocalico last week. And then in the end, I'm going to put you on the hot seat, and I'm going to fire a few short answer questions for you to close out. So let's get some numbers for your Cedar Cliff quarterback through 8 quarters this season. He has exactly 500 passing yards, 77% completion percentage, 6 touchdowns, and the all-important 0 in the interceptions column. He's added another 154 yards on the ground. He averages 7.3 yards per carry, dual threat quarterback alert, and he has 2 touchdowns rushing. He's completed at least 1 pass to 8 different receivers so far, but we all know who his favorite target is. That's Trenton Smith. We'll get to Trenton later, Ethan. Don't worry about that. My first question for you is quarterback. Always your favorite position? Always the one you wanted to play? Yes or no? And did you ever play anything else?
Yeah, I always wanted to be a quarterback. When I first started playing in 6th grade, I started out as a wide receiver for about 4 games, and then I went and became the quarterback. And then 7th grade, I played wide receiver the whole year, and then 8th grade, I played quarterback the whole year. And then from then on, I played quarterback.
9th and 10th grade. In 2020, did you guys have JV in 2020 with the COVID and everything? How much quarterback did you play last year, really?
I would alternate drives with Gannon
Right.
until about the 4th quarter. Then he'd mostly take them all.
Right. Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, it was some, but it was you definitely. I would say, obviously, from the start this year, the learning curve for you last year was pretty large as a 10th grader. I just want to ask you something. We all know it. We recognize our strengths. We don't flaunt them. We don't talk about them, but I'm going to ask you about them anyway. What do you think you've developed as what you would call your strengths as a quarterback playing the position in today's game?
I would have to say my ability in the pocket to move around and know when to escape. I haven't always been good at that, but definitely this year, I think that my pocket presence has been much better and very strong compared to years past.
You guys are, correct me if I'm wrong, you guys are pretty balanced, shotgun to under center. Isn't it fairly balanced? Is that tricky for you? Because, you say the shotgun guys, they always know they're set. They've got their footwork set. They only have to practice one thing. You got to practice them both and work on them both. I mean, how difficult is it? But also, how much of an asset is it? Because I think it's harder for defenses when the quarterback's doing both.
I wouldn't say it's too difficult. Our under center stuff, you probably won't really see me dropping back like normal 3-5 step.
Correct.
But a lot of play action from under center. So my footwork there is not too difficult to get down. And then obviously, like you said, shotgun footwork is pretty easy. Everything's already where it's supposed to be.
So if I ask you your strengths, I want to know, because everyone's always working on, I want to get better. I have to improve. I want to improve. It's like the post 2010 cliche for all athletes, not everyone included. But my question is, through 8 quarters, I don't know. I'd have a hard time finding anything, but what are you honing in on that you, as the quarterback and individual, that you see on film, I need some work on this? What have you honed in on that is your focus on what you need to work on?
After last week, especially, I need to get the ball out a little quicker on some of our quick game routes. I was kind of stuttering a little bit with my feet, doing some extra stuff that I didn't need to. that I need to clean up.
All right, we'll work hard on that this week because CD East is next, I believe, and the Panthers might have a little giddy up on defense. I saw them last week against Warwick, and I was like, yeah, they're not very big, but they move pretty darn quick. You're listening to the Spotlight. It's Fourth Down Magazine's weekly fireside chat with the movers and shakers on the field in the Mid-Penn Football Conference this week. It's number 11, Cedar Cliff quarterback Ethan Dorrell. He is joining us. Big win, right? Tight first half against Cocalico. That was a huge win for you guys. Early on, it was tight. Then it evolved into a track meet. 42 points in the second half. You guys won it on a 6-yard pitch and catch with you and KC Robson inside the final minute. At what point did you know that I think this game's going to come down to whoever has the ball last?
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know that I ever thought that.
Interesting.
There was not a moment in that game where I didn't think we were going to win. I kind of knew that we had it. Cocalico is a great football team, so it was kind of tough to get myself to really think that the whole entire time. But
right,
I knew we were going to win.
So if you struggled in the first half a little bit offensively, neither team moved the ball well in the first half. What changed? What lit the fuse that you guys needed in week 2? Because you had no problem scoring points in week 1 again, and you haven't had any problems really scoring points, but you struggled for a half in this one.
Yeah, we went in at halftime, and our coaches made some great adjustments for their defensive look. We drew up some plays that we hadn't run in the first half, and we got those out there, did them. And once we got that success starting to go a little bit in that second half, we really got the momentum rolling.
So you have 0 throws to the other dudes, and 3/4 of your passes are being caught by your dudes. The first number to me is you taking care of the rock. The second one is scheme and execution. What about what you guys are doing so far in this early stages through 8 quarters? What is working so well?
The push up front. It's really working out well. It's really easy to not throw any interceptions or turn the ball over when you've got plenty of time to throw the ball and get in those holes and run them. And it's up front for sure is what we're doing really, really well.
You know, it would be wrong to classify you guys, and you scored, I think it's 80 some points already this season. You've got 500 yards passing. You're not an unbalanced offensive team, and the offense really isn't, quote unquote, built around the quarterback per se, is it?
No, it is not at all. We've got a lot of guys who we get the ball out to, and we've got plays for them and all kinds of stuff. Jonte Morris at running back, he's had a pretty good go about these last 2 weeks.
Coming back off an injury, yeah.
Yeah. You mentioned Trent. Trent's been getting a lot, and all those other guys who've been catching passes and all that, like scheme and all that, we're wide open where we need to be.
So let's talk about Trent. I mean, 8 grabs for 100+ yards in each of the first 2 games. I think he's got 16 catches. He's your go-to guy. Why are you finding him so often this season? And I'm guessing, well, what I'm asking is, as your go-to receiver, what makes it easy for you to find him?
He's always open in my mind, and he knows it too. But he's such an athlete, and he's so hard to cover and be there that I trust him 100% on any guy that's covering him to take that shot or take that play or anything.
Okay, Ethan, give me a guy on your team. Think about this. You know his name, but he's not a well-known name in Mid-Penn circles. Like, I don't know his name. You know, he's not a guy you see on TV. Give me the guy who's doing everything that this team needs, but he's doing it under the radar and not too many people know about it. You got one of those guys you can think of on your squad?
I've got a few I could say.
All right, I'll give you 2. Give me 2.
Okay, 2. Gabe Coker, our center, he's done an amazing job so far. And Hunter Garcett, our D tackle, 3 tech, he's been doing great.
Hey, Ethan, I got one more question before we throw you on the hot seat here and get out. The best nickname on your squad, and you need to reveal the nickname to us as well. So choose your answer carefully, sir. Who has the best nickname on the 2021 Cedar Cliff Colts?
Well, that's a tough one. Let me think here for a minute.
Are there many nicknames? I guess is my first question.
There are. I've got a few, mostly just one, and there's a lot of other guys who have a lot.
Ooh, I asked a good question, I think.
You did. This is a tough one. This is a really tough one.
So, because everyone's parameters for what's a great nickname are different. Jeopardy clock's running. Can you give me one?
I heard it today. We have this his name's Matt Eisenhower, and for whatever reason we like to call him Fat Matt.
There you go.
It just
stick?
rolls
It
off
sticks?
the tongue really well. So we
It
just
sticks.
stuck. Yeah.
All right, Ethan, you were the big school fourth down player of the week this week. We are going to put you on the spotlight hot seat. Are you ready? These are short, simple answers. You ready?
I'm ready.
Cake or pie?
Cake.
What's your go-to song right now?
Go-to song. Ooh.
Just only one.
Oh man, I don't know.
Name an artist.
Name an artist. I like Dirk Bentley, country singer.
Cool. College football on Saturday or NFL football on Sunday? Which one?
College, 100%.
Okay, your favorite high school uniform and helmet combination that is not yours. Whose kit do you like?
I don't like saying this, but Redland's got some nice uniforms. They've got some
Redland's got some nice uniforms. What's your go-to order at Sheets? Give it to me.
Go-to order at Sheets. It's a home-style chicken sandwich that's like that fried chicken patty on there with bacon on it, mac and cheese bites, which they don't have right now, lettuce, honey mustard spread, and fried pickles.
That answer that question never fails to amuse us all. Ethan, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it. Good luck to you and the Colts moving forward. Stay healthy, stay good, and continue on a very good season. Heck of a start already for the Colts. And again, thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me. This was great.
All right, that'll do it for this edition of the Spotlight. Follow all of our content, Fourth Down Magazine. Follow us on fourthdownmagazine.com. I'm your moderator, Andy Shay. He was Ethan Dorrell. Join us next time. Thanks for being there.